With 2024 slowly wrapping up, it's time to explore 20 upcoming space games coming out this year and next. However, these games have an actual release window, so no TBAs here, just really impressive and interesting space sims, RTS games, strategy titles, and a whole lot more. So strap in as we get to explore the great unknown. So first up, we've got Astrometica, aka Subnautica in space. And if that doesn't click with you, let me continue. Astrometica is a space exploration and base building survival game, and it's looking pretty good so far. After an explosion at a mining space station, you awaken inside an emergency pod adrift in the vastness of space. To survive, you must harness your skills, explore the endless universe, and search for other survivors' emergency pods or outposts. These graphics are looking pretty good, and as a base building fan, I was really enjoying the modular base design during my gameplay, as yeah, the demo is up on the Steam page. As a big fan of survival games like this, especially titles like The Planet Crafter and Subnautica, I'm really excited to see how this one goes and looking forward to seeing how the devs make it stand out, but so far I'm very much impressed. So add Astrometica to your wishlist today, as it looks like it could be a very interesting game to play in December. Next up on the list is Starminer, and no surprises as to what this game is going to be about. Yeah, you're going to be mining in space, so hold back your thrills of excitement. I'm just kidding, but extracting valuable resources might really appeal to some players, especially after seeing these incredible graphics. In the game, you're going to be building up your fleet of spacecraft, constructing various rigs to mine nearby asteroids, but the problem with that is, well, too much mining is going to be increasing your heat signature, and that's going to start attracting aliens to come and attack you. This is where using defense systems are going to come in handy. But besides that, upgrading your vessels using modular designs just looks amazing. And I can tell the devs have really put in a lot of effort into helping you create such diverse space stations and ships for specific roles. There's also going to be some RTS and management elements and Newtonian physics for those precise movements. And me, well, I really enjoyed playing Star Trekker, so I'm hoping Starminer continues my support in space resource extraction and transportation love. The game is set to release later this year, so if you're a fan of mining and resource management and in space, add Starminer to your wishlist today. Next up on the list is Era 1, which can be best described as a combination of Homeworld and Star Sector, with hints of Factorio thrown into the mix. Yeah, it's a lot. Era 1 is an innovative space game that combines elements of real-time strategy, base building, space survival, and tactical battles. And it's all of which I think Homeworld 3 should have been. In the game, you can create and customize your base from scratch, construct various types of structures and warships, manage fleets, and engage in tactical space battles. The devs have also mentioned that they don't want anything to be cumbersome, so everything looks really like it was designed to be easily accessible. I mean, just look at the UI over here. And you get to use blueprints for quick and easy assembly of different ships. Also, those graphics are just looking mighty impressive. You get to choose from short intense matches to large epic battles on these huge maps, as well as including procedural generation of the maps to keep them unique. The devs, Team Complex, were behind the Complex mod from Homeworld. So if you're a fan of RTS games and were disappointed by Homeworld 3, put Era 1 on your wishlist today. Then coming up next at number 17 is Reality Break, a fast-paced action roguelike RPG where you have the power to rewrite the universe. You have the role of a mercenary who suddenly has the ability to alter reality, and then you find yourself thrown into this chaotic maelstrom where other sinister and malevolent forces will attempt to stop you at every turn in an ever-evolving storyline. Now, I played the demo and I must say I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would. The music, it is so good. But that gameplay, which really reminded me if say Beat Hazard and FTL combined into one, that was a real kicker. The graphics are really colorful, they give great impact here, and the roguelike elements of different weapon types and ship upgrades really made it hard to put down. Plus, almost everything is modifiable with that rewrite mechanic. This, along with everything else, will let you upgrade and change your attributes of your equipment, unlock mythical abilities, and a whole lot more. So if you're a fan of roguelikes and intense ship battles, definitely add Reality Break to your wishlist today. Up next at number 16 we have Dune Awakening, and boy am I excited and nervous for this game to come out. Why do I say nervous? Well, it's a very ambitious open world survival MMO, a genre guilty of multiple train wrecks. But I'm a simple man, I see Dune content and I want to buy it. In Dune Awakening, you begin as a nameless prisoner who must survive in the desert land of Arrakis. In battling against others, you'll be able to use ranged weapons or get up close with, say, becoming a blade master. You'll be able to build bases, create blueprints, and sell your blueprints to other players. Again, very interesting concept. And of course, you'll be able to choose your various alliances, and then you'll have to go out and search for power via the spice. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this game, and I'm leaning more on the optimistic side of things here. So if you're a fan of survival games and you want it set in the Dune universe, then definitely add Dune Awakening to your wishlist today. Next on the list at number 15 we have Starship Simulator, the most ambitious game you've probably never heard of. It's built around the devs' question, what would I do if someone handed me the keys to a real fully working starship? Sounds interesting. And that's actually what the game sets out to do. You've got a whole galaxy to explore and the freedom to fly wherever you want. Your starship is also so extremely detailed here, it's insane, right down to the very nuts and bolts, cables and conduits, all fully simulated and critical to the function of the ship's systems. On release, there will be 8 roles for you to choose from, ranging from commander to engineering to medical, or even just a civilian who wants to just, I don't know, tag along. And yeah, obviously ship customization is part of Starship Simulator, but here the devs are so extremely focused on every button or console having some important function on the ship, which is just crazy cool. Adding to the realism is the galaxy that you're going to be exploring, using real astrophysics and a true 1-to-1 scale. Every region that you visit is scientifically plausible to happen and is packed with everything you'd come to expect to find in a star system. There's tons of details on the planets too, including alien life support that can handle political structures, history, and more. Yeah, again, very interested here. There'll also be tons of things to do while traversing the galaxy here. The various objectives and missions also seem quite interesting, where you can travel to various places around you for things to do, or just straight up point your starship anywhere and just cruise there in real time. So if you're a fan of role-playing as a commander on a starship and you want to do it with your friends to travel across the galaxy along with managing your ship, then I'd say add Starship Simulator to your wishlist today. Then coming in at number 14 we have Falling Frontier, another game that is set to give homeworld players a title worth playing. This single player sci-fi RTS challenges you to explore a procedurally generated star system, design ships and raid enemy supply lines, lay minefields and construct recon stations, and ambush enemy forces within asteroid fields and nebula. You're not alone though, as you'll need to combat rivals from the old colonial wars between Earth, Titan and Venus, making my dreams of playing a game just like the Expanse show even more real. Combat will have some deep mechanics too that also look incredible, with stuff like ship subsystem damage or shots ricocheting causing damage elsewhere. Fully customizable ships and crews let you tailor your fleet, while mod support also looks very promising to help keep up with long-term replayability. With its focus on tactical strategy, realistic space combats, and stunning visuals, Falling Frontier offers a deeply engaging experience. So if you enjoy thoughtful resource management, tactical battles, and immersive sci-fi storytelling, then I'd say add Falling Frontier to your wishlist today. Up next at number 13 we have Capital Command, which is kinda like the Nexus the Jupiter incident as a space sim. This game puts you in command of a state-of-the-art warship in a sandbox campaign where tactical mastery and precision piloting are key to survival. The AI in charge of local defense has gone rogue, and at this distant frontier post, you are the only chance of restoring order. Take charge of your crew, manage systems, and engage in intense battles against a rogue AI fleet threatening the frontier. You'll have to maneuver your massive ship with 6 degrees of freedom, plan attack vectors, and utilize a vast arsenal including missiles, solid projectile artillery, and point defense turrets. then you'll need to salvage resources, upgrade your vessel, or even take control of enemy ships as you adapt to new challenges. With procedurally generated campaigns, deep ship customization, and realistic space physics, Capital Command offers a fresh take on strategic space combat. So if you enjoy commanding colossal ships and outsmarting relentless foes, then I'd say add Capital Command to your wishlist today. Then up next at number 12, we've got Void War, a roguelike strategy game that is basically FTL meets Warhammer. I mean, what else do you need to hear? In the game, you'll command an ancient starship and fight your way to the heart of a dying empire. You'll need to fend off attacks from demented cultists, craven space pirates, and xenophobic imperial soldiers. You'll also need to discover powerful artifacts and use them to build your ship into a fearsome war engine. And this is all done with the roguelike formula of starting a new game from scratch each time you die, trying to make it as far as you can in the game, all while upgrading your ship and crew in the process. And yes, I know what you might be thinking, but Marco, we have FTL at home, why should we get this? Well, the devs have mentioned that they want to do things a little differently here. So for example, in Void War, you'll have the customizable player commanders who are a lot tougher than the rest of the crew and also have their own special abilities. So as a huge FTL fan, I'm really hoping that they do things a little bit more differently so that I just don't have to, I don't know, go play FTL with the multiverse mod. But if you really love the 40k universe and you want it set in a roguelike game, then I'd recommend adding Void War to your wishlist today. Then next up at number 11, we've got Mars Tactics, the love child of the classic XCOM as well as Red Faction, with a soundtrack that didn't need to go this hard. This turn-based tactics game with a large-scale strategic layer pits Capital's corporate army against Labor's revolutionary forces in a fight for Mars's future. Here you'll engage in tactical battles where cover can be destroyed, artillery rains down destruction, and your soldiers can adapt and grow based on their battlefield experiences. Plus you've got this planet-wide strategic map that ensures that every battle feels connected to the overarching war effort. With destructible environments, deep customization, and the ability to shape both the battlefield and your soldiers, Mars Tactics is perfect for fans of tactical depth and sweeping strategy. So I'd say add it to your wishlist today if you're a fan of the XCOM style games or just turn-based games in general and you wanted more. Next on the list at number 10, we have Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector, an upcoming sequel based on the original, which many consider to be such a hidden gem. This single-player, tabletop-inspired role-playing game puts you in the shoes of a sleeper, an escaped android with a malfunctioning body and no memory. Here you'll assemble a crew, upgrade your ship, and navigate the Starward Belt's ramshackle habitats, all while completing high-stakes contracts. What sets the sequel apart is its refined dice system, unique character classes, and branching narratives that will adapt to your choices. Here you will explore a larger open world where strategy and crew dynamics play pivotal roles in overcoming challenges. So if you enjoy deep storytelling, tactical gameplay, and using your big brain in creating your own path in a rich human sci-fi universe, then add Citizen Sleeper 2 to your wishlist today, as I think it's gonna be a sleeper hit. Then for something a little bit more spooky, coming in at number 9, we've got Directive 8020 from the developers Supermassive Games, you know, the team behind Until Dawn, Main of Medan, and The Quarry. This single-player cinematic survival horror plunges you into the dark corridors of Cassiopeia, a colony spaceship that crash-landed on Tau Ceti F. Humanity's survival rests in your hands as you face a shape-shifting alien threat that hides among the crew. Some really cool features with Directive 8020 is its real-time alien encounters, where stealth and improvised weapons are your only defense, and this is combined with a branching narrative where trust and betrayal are paramount. With stunning visuals and gripping storytelling from the developers that know a thing or two about horror, this game promises a tense, immersive experience. So if you enjoy edge-of-your-seat horror and making impossible choices under pressure, I'd say add Directive 8020 to your wishlist today. Then up next at number 8 is STARHOME, which is a bit like Homeworld meets Battlestar Galactica in all the right ways. Your planet was destroyed, but have no fear. In this single-player, base-building real-time strategy game, you'll need to command a fleet of starships with the remaining survivors. So here you can upgrade your fleet and manage the limited space of each spacecraft to find a balance between living space, production, defenses, and weapons. From there, you'll then need to explore the galaxy as you seek refuge and safety from an overwhelming threat. And now I'm not saying STARHOME is copying Battlestar Galactica's homework, but let's just say they've got the survivor counter in the trailer, and I'm all for it. So if city builders are your jam and you want some RTS elements thrown in the mix, add STARHOME to your wishlist today, because well, so say we all. Then up next at number 7 we have Remnant Protocol, which feels a lot like XCOM2 meets Star Wars Squadrons. This space flight sim blends intense dogfighting action with a rich strategy layer, putting you in command of a galactic rebellion. Generations after the Blessed Mother's assassination, you lead the Remnant forces from a hidden base, waging guerrilla warfare against a tyrannical empire. Here you're gonna raid outposts, forge alliances, research technology, and lead your squad in adrenaline-pumping space battles that honestly look incredible. But I'd say what makes this game really cool is this living galaxy where factions vie for power, plus this dynamic campaign where decisions ripple through the story, as well as this constant tension as the usurpers hunt your base. I'm hoping for more content soon because we really need more games like this. And so while you don't see that XCOM based management here, the visual spectacles alone are enough to get me hyped for this game. So if you enjoy tactical decision making, space combat, and galaxy spanning intrigue, I'd say definitely add Remnant Protocol to your wishlist today. Then up next at number 6 we've got Fragile Existence, a sci-fi strategy game that blends elements of Homeworld and Sins of a Solar Empire. This ambitious title mixes RTS, 4X, and Battlestar Galactica-like survival, with you leading the last remnants of humanity through the stars to escape a devastating alien threat. Here you're gonna manage a desperate fleet, secure vital resources, establish colonies, and face tactical battles that both orbit in space and on planetary surfaces. Plus, with procedurally generated systems and a dynamic narrative, every playthrough is unique here. Customize ships, research technologies, and balance survival against the ever-present danger of annihilation. Plus, what makes it really cool is the fusion of ground and space combat, and it's not often that you get to land on planets and pacify them one way or another, where here you can establish temporary settlements to mine and refine resources. It gives me a little bit of Planetary Annihilation Titans vibes, plus there's also mod support where you can construct your own planets, which is also pretty wild. So if you're into high stakes survival strategy, then I'd definitely say add Fragile Existence to your wishlist today. Then coming up next at number 5 we've got In the Black, which is a space sim game that puts you in charge of your own spaceship in a universe that is very similar to The Expanse. So devs, if you're listening, please more games like The Expanse, I'm begging you. This is a multiplayer space combat sim that brings nuclear powered battles to the 23rd century, blending hard sci-fi realism with pulse pounding dogfights. You play as a private military contractor hired by mega corporations, all to fight covert wars across the solar system. Here you'll choose from single player, co-op, or online team battles as you customize your ships and dive into explosive engagements around stunning areas like, I don't know, the rings of Saturn. What makes it really cool is that it's got this commitment to science, skill-based gameplay, and a focus on pure space combat, brought to life by industry veterans from X-Wing and Mech Warrior. And even though the release date hasn't been confirmed exactly, their team on Discord did say that it might come before the release of GTA 6, which to me, I don't know, sounds promising, and it still sounds like it's going to be coming in 2025. So if you're craving tactical space battles and high-tech mayhem, definitely add in the black to your wishlist today. Then next on the list we have Beyond Astra, another real-time 4X sci-fi grand strategy game. There's a lot to do in Beyond Astra. Here you're going to need to expand your civilization, you're going to be exploring captivating and mysterious planets and various star sectors, then you're going to be interacting with your citizens and other life forms, and then finally you're going to be shaping your destiny through nearly infinite possibilities. Plus it's got simultaneous planet, surface and space gameplay, which is pretty neat, and that also includes city building and space station construction, which is even neater. Like similar titles, Beyond Astra also comes with diplomacy, politics, science, culture, religion, and more to keep you on your toes, as well as to help you experience the future of space civilization. Each game has you start off on an unknown planet, and it's your job to advance your technology to explore and conquer the galaxy. And yeah, they do have a demo out, but if you're a fan of games like Stellaris or other 4X grand strategy games and you want something new, then definitely add Beyond Astra to your wishlist today. Then coming up next is a game that I've mentioned a few times before. It's called The Alters, but I felt like it'd be weird not including it on this list because wow, I really want this game to come out already. The Alters is this emotional sci-fi game that features a unique blend of adventure, survival, and base building elements. In the game, you'll play as Jan Dolsky, a simple worker who creates alternative versions of himself in a desperate attempt to escape from a planet where even sun rays can prove deadly. And these alternate versions, or alters, are very interesting to me, as they really seem to be mixing up the survival management genre. The graphics just look incredible, especially roaming around on those barren planet landscapes, but I think trying to keep your mobile base in working order will be the most important thing, with it looking a bit like the base in XCOM2, all inside a Tron wheel. Also, it's from the devs 11-bit Studios, you know, the team behind Frostpunk. So if a survival management game with a twist has your interest, then definitely add the Alters to your wishlist today. Next on the list at number 2 we've got Judas, a single player narrative first person shooter. The game's developed by Ghost Story Games, a studio led by Ken Levine. Yeah, he's that creative director of System Shock 2, BioShock, and BioShock Infinite. This game is all about a disintegrating starship and a desperate escape plan, as you are the mysterious and troubled Judas, and your only hope for survival is to make or break alliances with your worst enemies. So yeah, even though Ken Levine said that he didn't want to make BioShock games anymore, this kinda looks like BioShock to me. And to be honest, that alone gives me a lot of hope here. I'm loving these graphics, and based off of this gameplay, it looks like the classic BioShock FPS shooter with magical powers to boot, plus a storyline that just seems also interesting. So if you are a big BioShock fan or just enjoy FPS shooters set in a sci-fi setting, then definitely add Judas to your wishlist today. And then last but not least, this game ticks so many boxes, it's Jump Ship, which has been best described as a mix of Sea of Thieves, Left 4 Dead, and FTL, and my gosh, it looks incredible. Jump Ship is an interesting mission-based co-op FPS for up to 4 players. You're part of a crew aboard a spaceship, but you can also seamlessly transition between managing the ship to on-foot exploration and various spacewalks. In the game, you'll be engaged in crazy space battles, spaceship dogfights around planets, as well as some really intense on-foot missions. The game gives a Sea of Thieves vibe, as you and your 3 teammates will all work together to fly, upgrade, customize, and maintain a single spaceship. But then, once you get on the ground, the PvE battles take over, dynamically populated just like Left 4 Dead. Then you'll be able to go on missions with your friends, and here you'll need to work together to overcome various enemy attacks, extinguish fires on the command deck, or just adjust your ship's power grid on the fly. But here there are no set classes in Jump Ship, you'll just need to improvise and decide on how you want to engage. And then, like I said, it's got some FTL elements, so then on the ship you'll need to manage, say, things like power conduits and other ship functions in an FTL-like minigame. And all of this will combine to provide a game that I am so looking forward to. So if you love co-op games, especially ones in space, then I'd highly recommend adding Jump Ship to your wishlist today. Thanks very much for watching. Which game are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comment section below. I love hearing your feedback and I always try to reply as much as possible. But other than that, it's Marco here from Easily Distracted Games, and as always, don't stop gaming.